Right on. Welcome back to the podcast. It's the Cody Show. Sitting here chilling at Left Coast Brewing down in Irvine, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome.
We got a solid beer here in me so far. But this is the best part of the show, man. I'd like to introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend here, right?
Yep.
That's you, dude.
So they say I'm a legend. I don't really know.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Clarke.
Absolutely, man. For sure, brother. I've heard nothing but great things so far.
Don't believe them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But now I just want to say thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that the smell I said, and I've said it already once on the show, the smell I smelled in that room the other day, my nipples were hard all the way until I showed up this afternoon.
Make sure we clarify which room you're speaking of.
Yeah, these are my fermenters for beer right here. So we mix all the grain and water. And here we got some clear whiskey.
Oh, my.
And that's all warm and snuggly right now.
I thought I saw some high beams when you were leaving.
Absolutely, man. I don't know what that was back there, but I got to give you hats off. I know that when things smell that good, they usually come out that good.
Well, that would be my attempt at whiskey.
That the first one you've done, or?
Actually, well, the second one. I've done two. This will be my second one. And the first one, I actually had a consultant there to help me the first run.
Yeah, good call.
So this is my first official doing it by myself, you could say.
I'm drowning in a whiskey river.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend, Martin, singing for us today, background noise.
Encore.
Absolutely. So tell us a little about yourself, Jim, man. Where do you come from, besides being one of the chillest guys I've ever met in my entire life?
Well, let's see. I came from my mom's womb.
Perfect.
But yeah, no.
That's what we have. See, we don't have that in common.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we don't share, dude.
Yeah, darn. Yeah. We'll have to have a talk with her about it.
But, she said it was warm. I don't know.
But yeah, I am originally from Florida.
We apologize for that.
I know. It's almost to the point where I hate to say it, but it's hard to admit sometimes.
We haven't bashed that state yet.
At least you're not a hanging Chad.
Yeah, that's true. I should probably claim California, since that's probably where I matured the most. So
nobody matures in California.
No, not really. I'm trying still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was born in Florida, and then right after 7th grade, my parents moved to San Clemente.
Cool.
And then from there, I've spent 15 years up in Northern California, Sacramento, Chico area, and then 3 times in San Clemente. I love it and I hate it.
Yeah, love it and hate it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I live right across the street from the beach. I can't really hate it that bad.
Right, no, it's beautiful down there, man.
Yeah.
I haven't spent a lot of time there. I've been to Nick's a few times. I always go to like Pizza Port, and then of course to see you guys, and then I make my way back before my eyes don't open.
Yeah, Plus you got to beat the traffic. That's the hard part.
Yeah,
on the motorcycle, it doesn't drive itself, so you got to be careful.
And then, when I was in middle of high school, we were living in San Clemente, so my parents told me that we're moving to Northern California. So it's a dreaded, oh my God, I got to leave the ocean sort of scenario. But when we got up there, my dad tells me, you know, son, we live right by UC Davis. If I was a smart guy, I'd go to UC Davis, learn how to make beer and wine. And so, as any 11th grader would say, shit, Dad, that's a great idea.
That is awesome. I didn't know that.
You know, it was kind of awesome until I went and visited my counselor.
Right. I didn't realize that learning that degree meant I had to go to meetings twice a week.
Yeah, so I was like, I go in there, this big-eyed, happy kid. I'm going to go make beer and wine. So the lady's like, all right, well, how about this chemistry, this, that? And I said, it's like chalk dust torture. Can't I live when I'm young?
Right.
I'm going to be an actor instead.
Yeah. That's hilarious. You're like, all right, maybe not. Maybe no.
Yeah.
And so you started then, right after that. Did you go to UC Davis? Or?
No, I never did. Actually, I did not want to take chemistry in high school. I tried. It was one of the classes I didn't do the best at. But what happened was, so I guess right after 11th grade, I decided I should go see a Grateful Dead concert. So being the 60s.
Great idea.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad my parents didn't stop me.
Talk about life-defining.
Yes.
So anyway, I'm this little 16-year-old kid, don't know what I'm about to get myself into. But the one thing I discovered, it's like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale and Sammy Smith oatmeal stouts and Tatty Porters everywhere. You know, things I'd never seen as a young kid, and it just kind of really opened my eyes up to the beer and what culture there could be.
It was the first shakedown for you, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah,
I know what's up, dude. I was born tonight, not last night.
Thank God it wasn't the last.
Yeah, the rumor is you're still going. I'm gonna call it by your shirt you're wearing earlier.
Yeah, they are.
Still a fan, right?
Yep, Dead and Company's going strong these days. In fact, I just got back from 4 nights in Mexico listening to them on the beach.
And how much of that do you remember?
Awesome.
You know, actually, kind of a good amount, actually.
That's called getting older and more mature. See?
Yeah,
That's what that is.
I could almost repeat a set list. But yeah, almost.
I love it. I don't think I could ever repeat a set list in my life, so you got one up on me.
Actually, when I was a kid, I had to bring a piece of paper and a pen with me, so I have to write down every song that just happened. I couldn't remember.
I love it, man. Awesome. I love it, dude. I love it.
But that used to be the game at the end of the show in the hotel room. I'd break out my set list and it'd get to the bottom and start drooping down. See who can read my puddles wins.
Girl, I think I know what that said.
Yeah.
That's the best part of life, dude, is having fun, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And it seems like that's what you're doing with the beers here. These guys are giving you nothing but love on the fact that a lot of the success of Left Coast really is falling right from your hands and everybody else's mouth, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, who knows for sure on that scene. I mean, I have been with the company a long time, and I like to think that I do integrate a positiveness towards our product and the people that are drinking it out there, and now the people listening and watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. So, of all the beers that you make right now, of all the beers that you had, I know you've got your cores, and I know now you got I'm calling this your playground edition.
Yeah.
Because that's what I would call it if it were mine.
Pretty much, that's what it is. So.
100%, man. So that means a lot that a company gives you this much, right? And then on top of that, how new is this? I mean, obviously you're charting into territory for you with booze, but so far everything we've tried is awesome. We've got cocktails and booze, and you're making all these for in-house, correct? Yeah, I know we talked about that.
Yes, I am. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it completely. It's so new and fresh. And, you know, when I got into the beer business, I guess that was back in 1998. And so then, you know, it was pretty much you could call the beginning of the craft revolution as far as beer goes. So, you know, now here we find ourselves in the middle of the next revolution, you could say. And so I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, and what do you, when you're saying the next revolution, you mean being able to distill and beer at the same time, right?
That or just craft distilling, small scale distilling on its own right. You know.
So what's the biggest difference? And obviously you can't just say process or whatever, but thought process between making booze versus making beer. I mean, are you still using the flavor profiles you knew from before, or are you just like going, this better taste like rum?
Cody, can I jump into this real quick?
Yeah,
please do.
As high schoolers, if we would have known that liquor would have been the quicker versus the beer, we would have been all over that.
Yeah, we would have been much smarter.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So he kind of jumped the gun, but I don't want to jump in. Go ahead, Joe.
Well, you know, I'll just take 1 second to curse my dad over all this because
you can take as many seconds as you want, dude. We're all about public shaming. We're all about public shaming. We're okay with that.
But you know, as soon as this opportunity to learn how to distill came up, my dad informs me that, you know, because we were from the South, or at least my dad's side of the family from the South. So my dad informs me as soon as he heard about this gig that, oh, yeah, you know, we come from a long line of bootleggers and runners back in the Prohibition days.
Let's moonshine it up, dude.
That brings the story full circle right there, bro, that you were made to do this.
Yeah, it's pretty weird, huh?
That is awesome.
Of course, I wish you would have made me do that when I was in 11th grade.
Yeah, you're all would have been much more popular.
Well, actually, my dad probably knew me better than I did then, so it's probably a smart thing.
Trouble's okay, man. Trouble's okay.
The things you learn, man. The things you learn. That's awesome.
But, you know, it's kind of, you know, it's very interesting to say the least, but, you know, let's take, for instance, rum.
Well, let's try one of these while you're talking about it.
Let's try some rum while we talk about rum.
You pick it, Martin. Why don't you stick it and we'll drink it? How about that?
Let's try the spice rum, Martin.
All right.
So, I mean, from my background in brewing, you know, I'm used to just dealing with grain and hops and, you know, maybe some dextrose or some other weird adjuncts, but you know, rum is basically a sugar wash.
Completely,
so, yeah. So, I mean, it was pretty weird to wrap my head around just pouring some bags of sugar and some water.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, your spice rums are going to be like, are you using, does the spice rum have to be a certain kind of spice? I mean, is there like a rule?
No, you know, that's a good question because when, you know, for all our bottles here, we have to have label approval from the TTB. And
yeah, you can't just put rum on it.
Yeah, so, I mean, not that I really peruse the liquor store aisles and look at what the labels say, but for our spice rum, we had to call it spice-flavored rum compared to like a spice rum. I mean, I don't know what it says on a Sailor Jerry bottle, but I thought it said spice rum. But
it had some naked chick, that's all I know.
Right.
Yeah. And so what's the difference? Why did they tell you had to do that, though? That's very curious to me.
Well, that'd be a question for the poor person who deals with that TTB.
Right. So what did you like? What's the difference for you though? Are you making this with straight like whole spices, or using extracts? Or?
No, I go all spice.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I'm actually taking whole nutmeg and cracking them, and cinnamon sticks and allspice berries, toasting them on the stovetop.
This is my first crack at this. This is
I'm gonna
pretty
tell you right now,
rad,
the
dude.
nose is pretty freaking delicious on this.
Hell
man.
yeah!
So you're doing everything old school with?
Yeah,
right?
totally. I mean, it's a rinky-dink old school operation. You can say, like, for instance, when I'm bottling vodka, I'm filling my little 750 milliliter tube and pouring it through a coffee filter and a funnel into the bottle. So,
but isn't that the romantic part of this?
It is pretty exciting.
I mean, you come from making a lot of beer at Left Coast. You guys make a metric dick ton of beer, right? And we call it a dick. Yeah, we call it a dick load.
That is an industry term right there.
Yeah. People say, how much is it? I'm like, depends who you're talking to, buddy. But you guys make a lot of beer down at the other facility, right? And coming from making a ton of beer, which I know I've done like catering and everything else on the food side, it's like being able to scale down to do this where you're like getting back into the roots of doing the small batch, and we say ghetto or small or rickety or whatever, but really that's the romantic part of this that it started out with.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I mean, sometimes I'll just sit back in the little brew house and just look at these little tanks compared to the ones we got at Left Coast. They're like giants.
Right. And now, and you're making, man, that is delicious.
Oh, thank you.
Cheers,
that is
everybody.
super smooth, dude. Cheers.
That is a trip.
Cheers
Yeah,
over
man.
there. Well, I mean, the funny thing is, I've, never been much of a rum drinker. I mean, I do like my Captain Morgan. So when I was spicing up the rum, well, first off the bat, I had put some orange peels in there and some cinnamon sticks and other spices, and come in the next day and it's just like cinnamon and orange overload, like shit. So yank out all the orange peels and all the cinnamon sticks and add a little vanilla to it to kind of cut the spice a little. And it's like, dang, it's still so cinnamon to me. But I had to put star anise in there.
Yeah, just something to cut it out.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Even though I find star anise is a pretty funky tasting thing, but
yeah, black licorice, cinnamon.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you have Chinese rum.
I mean, I tried to the last second not to use it, but
Like, I don't know.
Chinese five spice.
Orange chicken rum. We don't know what's going on. I know how that goes, dude.
So it's funny, when it's coming time to bottle this stuff, I'm giving it to everyone. They're like, "Oh, I like it, but I don't really drink spice rum." I'm like, "Well, neither do I." So
now things are changing.
Yeah, you're on your fourth finger though.
Yeah,
Go figure.
exactly. Yeah, my hand's starting to cramp. So I went to tried some Sailor Jerry and was kind of like, it's all right. It's a little sweet, tasting, and so I come in the next morning. I'm ready to bottle this stuff. Going, shit, my thing doesn't taste like Sailor Jerry's does.
No,
what do I do?
Yeah, thank God. Right?
I'm tripping out for like 10 minutes, and I finally had this bright idea. Well, Captain and Coke. I should probably just get some Coke, pour this in here, see how it tastes, and it just popped out. So called it good.
That's the answer, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the glory of this whole deal, man. Is that and that's what I love is that this is not genius and brain surgery all comes in waves of whoever and whatever, and there's no right answer as long as it tastes good.
Hey, that monkey may go up. We don't know if it's going to land, but it's going up, baby.
As long as it goes up.
Exactly.
So you've got this, and then you're making cocktails out of this, right? So we've got this wonderful array of cocktails out of here. Are one of these rum-based, or are we just...
Yeah, so we do have...
That way I can try what you guys are doing with it here as well.
So on my left, we have the Left Coast Mule.
Okay.
So that'd be vodka.
Sure.
And then this one is... something.
It's okay if you don't know. We don't care.
No, it's called the Red Flag. I knew it had red to do with it. So this would be a gin-based cocktail.
Okay.
And then this is our version of the Mai Tai. So that has the rum in it.
All right, we're going to give this a shot here.
All right.
I try not to use these plastic straws only because I don't want to kill sea turtles. Isn't that the rule?
Yes.
I just remember cutting those things up into fourths, but that was a long time ago.
Well, you never know when a sea turtle is going to have its airway blocked and you got to poke a hole in it for it to breathe.
Yeah, I could save a sea
Yeah,
turtle.
exactly.
Screw those guys, dude. That's delicious too, man.
Yeah, if you're doing a tracheotomy, it'll save a sea turtle, yes.
Well, as far as these cocktails go, we should probably take a second to give Joe Twilliger props because he's the one coming up with all these.
Yeah. Is that your bar man?
Yeah, that's Joe, our bar manager.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. In fact, this is my first try of the Mai Tai. So,
Really?
Yeah.
It tastes like a Mai Tai, but really good. Usually Mai Tais are just sugar bombs. So I actually give you props. I gotta, when you make rum, not too shabby, right?
Good.
No, not too shabby. When you make rum, what's funny is when I cook, if it's too salty, I can add sugar. If it's too whatever, you say you're balancing out star anise with cinnamon. How do you balance out like a sugar or a savory with already a sugar booze?
Yeah.
Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
You just gotta go, oh fuck, what's up? Right? You can't
Oh,
really
yeah.
do anything to
Sorry.
fix it. Yeah, you can't really do anything to fix it, right?
Yeah, no, you're kind of in the bucket. I mean, I guess the only hope you have is when you're running through the still, maybe if you kind of put a little more tails at the end, that might kind of cut your sweetness down a little bit.
That's a wild concept. You're talking language I don't understand whatsoever, but I love to drink it.
Yeah.
And that's the deal. So I know that vodka here is always a beast, and vodka is cool because really what you're trying to do is make it odorless, flavorless.
Right.
I mean, what you're trying to do is make it something that gets you really messed up, but makes you smell like nothing. Right? Isn't that the goal?
Yeah. But you know, the funny thing is I always felt that vodka always had at least some minor smell and flavor.
Well, it's got to have
Yeah,
something, right?
Exactly.
But I mean, the definition, I believe, the definition is like odorless, flavorless.
Right.
But,
Yeah, what they call neutral grain
Exactly.
spirit, basically.
And so what was your goal to try to accomplish that or not try to? I mean, what were you doing with vodka besides just going for the gold?
Yeah, my ultimate goal really is just to accomplish what most people would conceive as a normal vodka. Just not much taste. I mean, to me, I feel like this stuff kind of has like maybe a slight vanilla note to it.
Okay.
I mean,
Was that on purpose?
no, that's just the way it comes
It's just what happens
this time
right?
around. Well, it's funny because the first batch I did.
Oh yeah, you can smell vanilla right on.
Yeah. So the first batch I did, for some reason, it actually came out with a floral, sort of citrusy kind of note to it. And then after that, I kind of worked on my technique a little more to make it more streamlined, you could say.
Of course. And so are you? I mean, I don't know. There's potato vodkas. What's your base for this?
On this, the base is corn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think corn has a better flavor all the way around.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of do like my potato vodka too, though, even though I don't drink much of it.
Wow.
Can you make like a French fry vodka? That'd be awesome.
Bacon vodka.
You know what I mean? Like, could that be a thing?
Well, you could, I mean, with bacon, at least, Martin, I mean, you could infuse your vodka with bacon.
But you could?
Yeah.
I'd infuse dog poop with bacon. And I would eat it.
I mean,
I would
bacon.
eat-
or
Yeah,
I would
wrap a
anything.
shoe in bacon, and I'm okay. This is delicious too, man. That's crazy. I don't mean this in any bad way. I mean, but to being smooth and being like a water consistency of being able to drink it.
Yeah.
Like I can't just drink vodka, and I can pretty much just drink that.
Yeah, well,
Cube of ice in that bad boy and just
Yeah,
sit there.
right?
and
oh,
drink it?
yeah. Well, it's funny the way I kind of judge how each one turns out. If I could do a shot of it and not gag, I think we're doing okay.
You're on to something right there.
That's every girl I dated more than once in high school.
Oh,
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Good thing I'm better now. Holy cow.
you've definitely upgraded, my man.
Oh, are you kidding? I'm the
Congratulations.
luckiest man on the planet.
Congratulations.
I'm the luckiest man on the planet. I will stand by that till the day I die. For sure, which hopefully later than sooner. That's how this goes.
Let's
Well, you
pray
could
for
look
late.
at it, only the good die young.
Yeah, well,
I'm
that is
wondering
a-
why I'm still alive.
That's a great song.
Good thing I'm a rat bastard.
What? So okay, and then we got one last gin. So gin to me is a whole anomaly. I mean, everybody bases on juniper berries, right?
Right, correct. Yeah, I guess that'd be the more English dry version.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what are the versions, and what were you shooting for with this thing, man?
Well, I kind of, let's see, behind it all in my mind, I kind of had this vision of a cucumber salad.
Cool. Well, no, that's a real,
Yeah.
it's a real thing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Cucumber gin is probably the most palatable way, in my eyes, being a culinary guy, to drink it.
Right, yeah. I mean, Bombay Sapphire, for instance, it's not that bad if you have to drink it straight, but it definitely helps to have a mixer. And
Of course.
I'm the type of guy, I rather, if I'm going to make a drink or have a drink, I just want it to be the liquor part.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm the same way,
And
man.
I
I'm like
feel,
put
yeah.
ice in it or something lemon or something.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Exactly. So, I kind of like to think that anything I am making should be standalone, drink alone.
Right.
In fact, when my friends come in and they ask me what cocktail to order, I just tell them to get gin straight.
Yeah. You can put a cucumber in it. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
So, I took the approach lighter on the juniper side. And so I mean, I hate to give out all my secrets.
No. I'm just wondering about stylistic. Yeah. No, stylistically.
But yeah, so I went for more.
Out.
Yeah, I went for more. I guess I feel like the new version of gin is a more spice driven compared to juniper driven. So yeah, I just went for more spice. Like I got some sage in there, some marjoram.
What do they mean? What do they mean by extra dry in gin? I always read that and I'm like, what the? I thought that was a martini, but you like seen it on. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, that is, that is a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't know. I look at it and go, I don't understand what you're drying. Or
I mean, I believe that the more in my little mind, I feel that the more juniper you have in there is just gonna suck the moisture right out
of the life out of you is what it's gonna do. So what's crazy is, are you using the same base for this as you are your vodka?
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? Is that what most? And that's what we've learned on this show is that the crossover between vodka gin a lot of time is just the way you spice it.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'll do is, I'll get it down to so I have 190 proof liquid that either I can cut with water to make the vodka, or I'll take some and I'll run all the botanicals through there.
190 proof, he said. Like nothing. Like, we'll just get to 190 proof.
So dry gin apparently has to do with the sugars.
Is that what it is?
The less sugar, the drier the gin is.
That's good to know.
Wow, how did you just pull that out of your butt, Mark?
Google.
It came out of Google.
Google.
Wow.
A friend of mine named Google.
Google helped us out with that.
You guys are smart.
I'm going to take a couple drinks of these cocktails here. Man, I'll tell you, I got to give you props. Coming over from the beer world to the cocktail world had to be a kind of a culture shock.
Yeah, slightly. But I guess the one advantage I could bring into the situation is most spirits that you are going to make, it's kind of like making a mash that you would anyway with a beer. So like my whiskey, for instance, it's basically an imperial stout.
That last one's really good.
Oh,
that mojito one.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a Left Coast Mule.
My new thing is watching guys drink fruity drinks because they're good, and anybody who doesn't like it, like, they should stop talking is really what happens, Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's tasty, man.
That is very good. I like the strawberry in there.
That's good.
Or blueberry, I guess that was.
And so the beers you're making here, just to touch on it, I mean, I know everybody knows you about beers. That's why I wanted to talk a lot about your distilling.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody goes, you're synonymous with your beers, obviously. But the beers you're making here, you're obviously not doing your core group here. Are you doing experimental stuff in this room?
Yep, I could do. I mean, for the most part, I can make mostly whatever I want. I mean, granted, I got to get some approval. And then, I do like to listen to what the customers want. And I've always been the type of guy, if I don't want to drink it, I don't want to make it.
I don't blame you, dude. I'm the same way.
And so working in the production facility down at Left Coast, it kind of made that a little easier of a thing to do. But now I'm here. People want not reds. They want sours and weirder things like that are kind of out of my realm of making or drinking. So, I'm slowly building myself up to step out of my comfort zone.
Sours are their own beast, right?
Yeah, exactly. And
sour will fuck your stuff up.
Sours are a challenge for the consumer as well as the brewer.
It's a hard sell, man.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm telling you right now, I love sours. I love them, love them, love them. But I only drink one, like we talked about earlier. What's the point, right? Yeah. 18% beer does not pay my bills, nor does that make me have a good day.
So you're not gonna go to the Stone Sour Fest for 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon and drink sour beers all day long. Not
unless I want to live in the bathroom afterwards.
When is that?
Word. Yeah, it's a whole. That's a poop fest in my eyes. I don't know.
But the one thing is, I guess I kind of want to learn, because I do give all these people who make these sour beers mad props, because it's definitely an art form to get all those flavors and getting the pHs right and just getting that right degree of funk. I agree. Yeah.
I agree, man. I 100% sit back and go, hey, that's got to be a work of art. And I love tasting them, but just enjoying a day of sours sounds like a horrible day.
I know. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Try the next one.
Unless you're throwing some lemon heads in there, forget about it.
Right? Uh-huh. I would much rather be drinking your booze. Let's put it that way, man. Well, hats off to you on the new adventure, man. And this place is great. And I know you guys are still in baby steps, being only 6 months young. But you're no spring chicken to this. You got
Yeah,
you got it on lock, man.
Yeah, at least that's what I tell myself in the mirror.
You got it on lock, bro. I appreciate it.
Man, yeah, thank you.
And it only matters what you tell yourself in the mirror. If you're clothed or not clothed, then that's your own opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
Right on, guys. Well, we're gonna try some barbecue with some of your beers in the next little bit here. Thank you for the wealth of knowledge, my friend. And please hang out. Please hang out and eat with us on the next segment, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna need some food after this.
Right on. Let's do it. We'll be right back.
Thanks, guys.